Hello, I'm Rico Cavilla. Welcome to this episode of Fearless Aging, where in every episode, my guests and we strive to offer you proven tips and strategies that you can implement immediately to greatly improve your overall health and well-being. So we're here to inspire you and empower you to become your best self so you can go out and make a bigger positive impact in the world. So we are back to doing just half-hour shows now. They're just only 26 minutes. So I think this is better. You can easily watch a show for 26 minutes and get all the vital information and how you can actually implement that information. And so our first show each week is going to be on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. They're streamed on all the major streaming channels. And then our next show is going to be on Sundays at 4:30 p.m. Pacific time. Now, today's show is really important. We're going to talk all about the GLP-1 weight loss drugs. It's such a big topic these days. And my guest is my friend, Naturopathic Dr. Jonathan Glass. So he's going to tell you all about the good and the bad of these weight loss drugs and about some alternatives as well. And I also want to mention that I want to give you a free copy of my ebook. It's called Stop the Insanity. It's all about what you need to do to actually create permanent fat reduction. And also you're going to learn how to end your struggle with dieting and weight loss forever, just like that. I'm going to teach you how you can end that struggle right now today. So if you'd like to get a copy of my book, Stop the Insanity, just send me an email in the subject line. Say, just put free book. Just send, and my email address is in the show notes, ricoc@agelessliving.lifestyle.com, and I'll send you a free copy of that book. I know it'll be really helpful for you. So I'm going to play a short message from one of our sponsors, and then we'll get into the interview with Dr. Jonathan Glass, all about those weight loss drugs. Stop forcing down those massive pills that end up in your toilet, not in your bloodstream. Hello, I'm Rico Cavilla. For the very first time in my 43 years as a personal trainer and wellness coach, I am endorsing and recommending a unique line of nutritional supplements. Superior Source produces an exclusive line of microlingual tablets that dissolve instantly under your tongue. I have a hard time swallowing large tablets and capsules, but these tiny tablets are the easiest to take I have ever found. These products are clinically tested for purity, potency, and have the highest rate of absorption. Microlingual tablets are ideal for those with digestive challenges and for infants and children, as there are no pills to swallow. They offer a full line of key nutritional supplements, including many for children. So why give these supplements a try? They're easy to take, highly absorbable, and inexpensive. Join thousands who have ditched their pills. One tablet under your tongue will make you a believer. All right, here's our interview with Dr. Jonathan Glass. Hello, I'm Rico Cavilla. Welcome to this episode of Fearless Aging. And this is a really important segment. It's called What's Really Happening in the Body with GLP-1 medications. This is a hot topic, and it's something that we really need to talk about. And our expert guest is a good friend of mine, has been on our show many times. His name is Jonathan Glass. He's a naturopathic doctor and a master acupuncturist. And he offers a unique blend of ancient wisdom and modern science to guide you on your journey, to guide you on your wellness journey. As a naturopathic doctor and a licensed acupuncturist, Ayurvedic medicine practitioner, energy healer, and natural health educator, Jonathan brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to his practice. He is also the author of the acclaimed book, The Total Life Cleanse, and co-creator of the transformational Total Life Cleanse program. So, Dr. Jonathan, thanks so much for being here again.
Happy to be here, Rico. Thank you.
Yeah, it's always good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Good to get your wealth of information and knowledge. Okay, so let's really get into this, because I know this, as you know, obviously this is a big thing, and so many people are taking it, and I'm not so sure it's a good idea. So, well, first of all, what does GLP stand for?
GLP is a hormone. It's related to the hormone glucagon, and glucagon is part of the uh, when the body secretes insulin. When you have enough insulin, the glucagon will kick in and will bring the insulin back down. So basically, what GLP is a hormone that stimulates glucagon to bring down insulin. And what the GLP-1, our body makes GLP-1, it's a natural hormone, but the medication, what it does, it ups that function of stimulating glucagon to bring down insulin, which I mean, glucagon is important to balance, the right amounts of insulin in the body, but it stimulates it, and doing that, the body will increase insulin response, decrease the stopping of insulin, so it'll make the sugar in the blood ideally go into the muscle and the cells more efficiently, so the body can use that for energy. But it does some other things which we can talk about. So it's a natural substance. The body makes it. There are ways to stimulate it naturally, but the medication just, is giving a high dose of GLP-1 hormone in the body.
And so originally it was a diabetes drug, right?
Exactly. Yep.
And then how did they discover that it suppresses your appetite and it can help you with weight loss?
Yeah. Well, it just does that because it tends to help stabilize blood sugar.
Okay.
And people who are maybe not taking insulin, but they need more insulin, it'll get a better bang for the buck out of their insulin. So some people even take insulin and GLP-1 drugs, or some people just take insulin. But one of the functions of GLP-1 is that when you take a good amount of it, it'll increase insulin, but it also slows down the emptying of the stomach. So it creates a feeling of what's called satiety, which means the body feels full. So especially people that tend to overeat or eat, you know, some people gain weight and they can practically eat nothing, but because uh, it slows down that emptying, it creates a fullness, so it makes it so that people don't want to eat as much. So their calorie intake is less, the slowing down of the emptying of the stomach is slowed down, the insulin increases, so therefore whatever you get in your blood will become utilized more efficiently. And that all sounds really good,
Right.
but the weight loss that comes from a lot of GLP, the biggest concern, one of them, is that not only do people lose body fat, but they also lose muscle. And that's one of the big issues. And one of the other concerns is that there's concerns about how it messes with the insulin, the pancreas itself. There are cases of pancreatitis, inflamed pancreas, that can be an issue. And then also there can be digestive issues. I mean, if your stomach isn't emptying properly, people can have digestive issues, things like that. And they may not absorb certain nutrients as well because of that. And again, the muscle wasting is a big issue.
Well,
The
also,
other thing is that many people, when they come off of the medication, quite quickly they will gain weight again.
yeah.
So
So,
it's not getting to the root cause of their issue. That's part of the
the
problem.
thing so actually, it's a thing that if you got to keep on taking it to get the results, right? You got to keep it for the rest of your life, which is
Right,
probably not
right,
good. And also, I can see that.
right.
Well, for a person who is over have an overeating problem, then it's probably good. But if you're suppressing the appetite, that's not good because then you might not be getting all the nutrients and the protein and the foods you need, right? And
Exactly. Yeah, you could become deficient in nutrients. And
yeah,
the other thing is that, the body makes GLP-1, and the body's cells utilize insulin. And if somebody has something called insulin resistance, adding more insulin, on paper sounds good. Okay, my cells are, the cell is, say, here's the cell, there's sugar in the cell, and the insulin comes along and knocks on the door of the cell and says, hey, open up, let's receive the sugar. And the insulin helps open up the door to get in there. But if the cell is resistant, insulin comes, it doesn't open up. Then more insulin comes, doesn't open up. Then more insulin comes, finally it opens up. But insulin itself can be inflammatory, irritating for the cell, acidic forming, so it has its own issues. So now we're having, and if that person has insulin resistance, which is often a reason why people gain weight, that means there's another issue going on in the body that's not being addressed. So it's just like, it's not a sophisticated way of dealing with the issue. I mean, the real issue is gonna be, let's make the cells healthier so that they're more receptive to insulin. And if the cell is more receptive to insulin, then it's going to be much less likely that that person is going to gain weight. So if that person has an insulin resistant profile before they take the medication might work. And they might lose weight and they'll lose muscle for sure. But when they stop, they're still going to have the insulin resistance issue. In fact, they might have it even worse because the body is now used to using more insulin to get the nutrients into the cell. So it can create a vicious cycle. So there are things that people can do. One, there are probiotics, there are herbs that will stimulate GLP-1 in a healthy way. And there are also, the other thing would be to really clean up the diet and clean up the system from toxins, junk food, things like that, and eventually, heal the wall of the cell so that it's more receptive to insulin. So, there are ways to do that, and there's ways to stimulate GLP-1 without overwhelming it with the medication. So, I mean, we've learned a lot about weight loss through this drug. However, it has its issues for sure.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Thank you for that. Well, also, I was just thinking that if this medication, this drug helps you to, creates more insulin, then that might also restrict it might make your pancreas produce less then, right? Because your pancreas doesn't have to produce it anymore, right?
Right. The pancreas, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. It's going to recycle. It's going to keep using the insulin, and it's not going to. And also what it does is actually what will happen is the pancreas is making more insulin. What it's actually doing is making more insulin because the glucagon is not telling the pancreas stop making insulin. So now the pancreas is overworking. And if someone already has a pancreas that's stressed or doesn't work so well, then it's going to put more burden. And also what people don't know is that insulin, yes, is insulin, but there's different qualities of insulin. There's some insulin is, it's not like all insulin is exactly the same. My insulin might be different in quality from your insulin and another person. So now you're creating more insulin, but you're not doing anything to improve the health of the pancreas or the health of the cells. You're just amping up the system so that it can potentially eat less and lose some weight. So, again, it's not a sophisticated strategy. At best, if it was used in conjunction with significant dietary change, healthy detoxification, good exercise, and then a strategy of coming off of it with some, herbs and probiotics, like Akkermansia is a great probiotic that helps stimulate GLP-1 in a healthy way. Bitters, foods that are very bitter. And there's even, like an herbal product called Swedish bitters, the greens, the leafy greens, arugula. All the bitter foods have a very stimulating effect on GLP-1 as well. So, without a strategy after using the medication, then people are at the risk of gaining weight really quickly and causing other health problems.
Yeah. So that's what you mean by talking about it's not simply you want to suppress your appetite, but you want to restore metabolic intelligence. That's what you call it.
Exactly. Yep.
That's so good. Oh,
Yep.
okay. So what really people need is they need your total life cleanse program. I think that's what they really need.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, the cleanse is going to take burden off the body. It's going to support natural detoxification. It's going to support a healthy microbiome, which is very important because that's where a lot of the GLP is produced, is in the small intestine. So by healing the small intestine, having a healthier microbiome, less toxins, less bad fats, which put a unhealthy lining on the cells. All the cells have a fatty lipid coating, and if that fat is unhealthy, or even sometimes people are taking a ton of calcium or other minerals, and those stiffen the cell. And also, if people are exposed to heavy metals, cadmium, lead, mercury, arsenic, those also put burden on the cell walls. So, that will also prevent insulin from doing its job as well as it could. So, detoxification, all these things are important. And, you can't do it all at once. The body isn't going to detox over a day, but you want to decrease the toxins coming in, support natural detoxification, support the gut microbiome, and also support the nervous system. If people are super stressed, things like that, that's going to impact the microbiome. It's going to affect the stiffness of the cells. So all these things, are important to take into consideration when you're, either when you're trying to lose weight with natural GLP-1 herbs, which are not as powerful, but they do work.
And you also teach them, like you mentioned before, you gotta change your diet. You got to start eating healthy, clean, non-toxic foods as well.
Exactly.
You got to do the whole program. You got to exercise all those things. So
Yeah.
that's so good. Well, we're just about out of time. So again,
Okay.
so much for being here. That was so good. So I highly recommend you connect with Dr. Jonathan. You can learn more at his website. We'll put all that how to connect with you on our show description and learn more about your total life cleanse. I think that's where you really go, and you take a second thought about if you should be on these GLP-1 meds or not.
Right. Good. Well, thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. That was so good as always. Thanks for the work that you're doing, and thanks to our guests. Thanks to our audience for being here. Okay, we're back. So again, I want to urge you to take advantage of this information. If you are having a struggle with trying to reduce that excess body fat, formerly called weight loss, we don't call that anymore. We're all talking about just you want to reduce that excess body fat. And so I highly recommend you get a hold of Dr. Glass. He's got a really great cleansing program. It's not too difficult to do. And again, get a free copy of my book, Stop the Insanity. You're going to learn how you can instantly end your struggle with dieting and losing weight forever. All right, I have to play another short message, but these are all messages that I really believe in. It's really going to be beneficial for you, for one of our sponsors.
If in your 60s, 70s, and 80s you were healthier, stronger, with more vitality than in your 40s, it's not genetics, it's not luck, it's the ageless living lifestyle.
Hello, I'm Rico Cavaglia, creator of the Ageless Living Lifestyle. I've had the good fortune to work with hundreds of individuals just like you to greatly improve their overall health and well-being. So my clients aren't just staying healthy, they're out hiking mountains, playing sports, and feeling better in their 70s and 80s than they did in their 40s. My clients and I are living agelessly, and I know you can as well. So let's have a friendly conversation about your personal aging challenges and your goals. There's no pressure, just an honest conversation about about where you are now and where you want to be, and whether the ageless living lifestyle is a good fit for you. So I'm here for you. Let's talk.
Okay, I'm going to end today's show with a new song and video that I wrote. It's an important message that we as humanity all need to hear about. So I hope you like it and share it with your friends.
Time to end the competition, time to embrace